Welcome back, YouTube family. It's your boy Koozie. Today we're gonna react to some strange and bizarre reptilian humanoid TikToks. I'm talking about the kind that's gonna have you questioning everything. With that said, if you like the videos, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you be notified whenever I drop some new videos. One more thing, don't believe everything that you hear and see in these videos. Always use your own discernment, always do your own research. Let's get it.
It's a dangerous thing to discover your purpose. Because when you discover your purpose, you're going to become an irritation to people.
Yeah.
What did you see?
I was getting off that plane, for sure.
But I am telling you!
The plane lady. What did she see and why did she get off the plane?
Like, what was the reason that you wanted to get off so bad? I gotta ask you, how does it feel to be traveling again after what you went through?
A little bit of anxiety.
That mother back there is not real!
The flight that captivated the world.
A lot of people are curious
Yeah.
what exactly you saw. Because you know, you alluded to what you saw, but like, we just want to know, like, you know what?
Yeah.
The internet went crazy with speculation.
What did you see?
I mean, thanks for asking that, but I have been told that I cannot comment on it right now.
I see.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to, like, you know, have a full kind of interview somewhere, or like, what's going on? What's the deal? What's the plan on?
The rate it's going, I feel like it's going to have to happen.
Yeah.
So yes, there's some things in the works, mostly nonprofit charity stuff. But I've been trying to like lay low for the most part, but reporters wouldn't let that happen. So
Yeah. Well,
I was somewhat strong-armed into speaking, and now here we are.
well, I do want to know. Like, I mean, you won't say to me what you saw right now. You can't. All right, just got her too.
Yeah.
Well, but what about, like, what was the reason that you wanted to get off so bad?
Again, can't speak on that right now, but I was distressed and I was getting off the plane no matter what. I just probably didn't need to make the scene that I made.
Right.
But I was getting off that plane, for sure.
Right, and you stand by that, like,
100%,
even now?
100%.
What do you think she's seen?
Hidden in the shadows of history lies a chilling secret. Older than humanity itself, the reptilians, an ancient alien race said to have infiltrated Earth, manipulating our leaders, our governments, even our DNA. But they are not alone. Their dominion over Earth is under constant threat from rival factions of extraterrestrials, the Greys harvesting resources, the Nordics, watchers of humanity's fate. Our battles being fought in the skies above us and in realms unseen to human eyes. Whispers of secret wars, abductions, and alliances forged in secrecy. Could the chaos in our world be their doing? Are we mere pawns in their war for control of Earth? The truth is out there, and it is hidden in plain sight. Leave a comment, a like, and a follow. Let me know what you think.
You know, as far as my understanding with Earth's history is that the reptilians came here early. Because they were always looking for resources. Okay, so they were, Earth is another one of those planets that has a lot of resources. So they were looking to colonize Earth very early on, maybe around the same time as the Syrians, if not before. They were also wanting to tinker with genetics, and so a lot of the dinosaurs, you see dinosaurs, they were an offshoot of reptilian genetics. So they were trying to see what would happen if we take our genetics and create these big, massive beings, and that populated the planet. And then they got wiped out, and so then they started tinkering with human genetics. So what happens if we insert our own genetics into these human beings and see what happens? And so you hear a lot of stories about the Anunnaki and how, they tinkered with our genetics, and
Yes.
our genetics went from 12 strand to 2 strands, which is currently still in 2 strand. So these beings were also, I think, trying to escape Orion at a certain point because Orion was shifting to unity consciousness.
Now, don't forget now, these UFOs or these extraterrestrials are really fallen angels. I mean, could they be fallen angels or could they be something else? Something much older. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I don't know. That what he's saying don't really make sense because what if it's more than one person around? You can't look at everybody at once at the same time. So are the other people gonna see you as his true form, the reptilian, or what? I mean, that don't make sense. That's all I'm saying. But it's not too far-fetched that a reptilian has a cloaking mechanism because most reptilians or reptiles do have some type of camouflage, defense system. I mean, I don't know, but it's gonna get good. It's gonna get very interesting. So, what do you think, though? Fallen angels, or are they some type of demons? The reptilians, that is. Let me know.
The Reptilian Story, according to the Zulu, Part 1, the Chitauri. Before kings, before pyramids, before written words, they came. The sky cracked open with fire. Thunder roared like war drums, and from the heavens descended the Chitauri, the sky serpents. Not gods, not demons, something older. They brought light, but also chains. Their tongues spoke flame and control, and with a glance they stole from humans what made us divine. Our memory, our power, our voice. They crowned themselves lords of earth, forced mankind to build, to worship, to kneel. Under their rule, fear became law. Symbols of serpents and dragons bled into every tribe. But not all forgot. In the shadows of mountains and caves, a few remembered the time before the fall and began to whisper. The Chitauri had given us order, but stolen our freedom. And somewhere in the blood of slaves, the spark of rebellion still burned.
He was tracking the whole significance of certain bloodlines going back into Mesopotamia. We met at sort of a same point, and that was that in Mesopotamia, that all of the Anunnaki were supposed to be reptilian. And that the reptilian biology had blood that was dominated by copper. And that they literally had blue colored blood. We have red because we have an iron dominant blood. So our discussion from his history and my trying to get into it through aliens that have been dominating the earth was that the blue blood reptilians of Mesopotamia led to a group called the Merovingians. And the Merovingians tie later in the timeline directly to France, Germany, and that area of Europe.
Drop your thoughts below.
The back of their head. Throughout history, these bony ridges may have been misidentified as protruding horns. Reptilian beings have no body or facial hair. The higher a reptilian status, the more features it physically decorates itself. For example, a tail, wings, and a bony ring around its head. Because of a reptilian's mental power, it can influence its body. The reptilian races believe that fear rules and love is weak. They believe that those they perceive to be less fortunate in comparison to them are meant to be slaves. This belief system is promoted at birth in the reptilian races. After the reptilians are born, their mother will abandon the offspring to fend for themselves. If they survive, they are cared for by a warrior class that uses these children for games of combat and amusement. In this way, the reptilians are forever stuck in survival state. They believe that in their ways, that if the young ones survive, they were meant to, and in the process, they have had to fight all the way, and at a young age, they're completed warriors, and depend on no one. This means they have no boundaries in what they will do to other beings. It is rooted in them never to trust a human race. After the Great Galactic War in Lyra, when the reptilians invaded the humanoid races, who were living in peace and harmony, all of the reptilians are taught the draconian version of the history of the Great Galactic War, which teaches that humans are at fault for invading the universe, and that humans selfishly wanted a draconian society to starve and struggle for the basic materials that would allow them to exist. The reptilians are taught from young that they are superior to all other beings, and that they need to be respected and be perceived as masters. Essentially, one of the main things that the reptilians try to do here on Earth is to cause human suffering and to ensure there is constant conflict. The reason they want this is because the reptilians actually consume negative energy, like jealousy, fear, hate, anger, and even sexual energy, created from perversions. It is believed that they have the ability to shapeshift, and use this ability to get themselves deeply infiltrated in our governments, controlling our society, our moral, educational, and economic systems. The reptilians are responsible for all of the wars, destruction, perversion, hatred, and degradation in humanity, since they consume the negative energy we create. The reptilians also enjoy eating human flesh.
And I ain't even gonna lie, boy, it sound good. It sound good, but it sound like some hogwash. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Some of it sound legit, then some of it just sound like some boo-boo, man. Don't fall for the boo-boo, man. Nah, like I always say, do your own research, use your own discernment. Let me know what you think down below. You think that's some real stuff, or you think it's, some boo-boo, man. If it's some boo-boo, man, put it in the comment section. That's some boo-boo, man. You go and get your Don't Fall for the Boo-Boo Man merch now. Yes, I'm gonna say that. Nah.
The humans, in the name of God, were reptile-like aliens called reptilians. The reptilians liked to eat the animals of Earth and occasionally enjoyed eating human flesh, too.
They brainwashed the Earthlings by using the name of God, when their true intentions were to invade and overtake the Earth.
But this was a violation of the Universal Code, which states that no planet should interfere with any other planet as long as its people live with a spirit of love and harmony.
They cunningly devised a plan that would not breach the Universal Code.
They brainwashed individuals and used them to instigate disorder in society. This gave the Reptilians a reason to interfere. They then intended to have their compatriots immigrate to Earth so they could control the planet before the space police interfered.
The reptilian races began to experiment with the human by energetically pulling energy out of the human form through the 7th energy center, the crown chakra. The humans were unaware this was occurring. The human body is in frequencies that provide amnesia. Remember, the lower a human body's frequency, the higher the human's amnesia. The human's ability to feel and understand what is occurring within and around their energetic field is limited. They are unconscious to their sovereignty and ability to control what moves in and around their field. The reptilians were able to infiltrate the human body without conscious consent because of the human's amnesia. This was very different from the abduction, hybridization, and implantation programs. The galactic races performed experiments on the human body. They never took the human's energetic life force. The reptilians energetically moved into the human's energetic field and pulled the human's light out through their channel. This type of engagement with the human was much more invasive and destructive than any of the galactic programs. The reptilians entered the human's energetic field in such a way that has caused many humans in their current lifetime to have a hard time opening their seventh energy center and trusting they are safe and sovereign in their bodies. They have cellular memories of lifetimes where these reptilians had infiltrated their field and body to pull their life force out of them. The reptilians' technique was simple. They did not have to shift the humans or their own energy field. They merely energetically entered the human's energetic field, accessed the human channel through the seventh energy center, and then gently pulled the light from the human body out through the channel. Once the reptilians understood this technique, they began pulling the light from thousands of human bodies. They watched as their own power and energy within their forms increased. The human was unaware of the energy being drawn out of them, but they did experience many physical symptoms. The act of pulling light out of the human body caused the brain to slow down, which caused disorientation, nausea, headaches, dizziness, flu-like symptoms, vertigo, or zombie-like behaviors. They would have difficulty finishing sentences or doing daily tasks. There were many physical, mental, and emotional symptoms of reptilians infiltrating their bodies and pulling out their life force. It was rare, but in some cases, the human body died. The human body runs on light. Although it was never the intention of the reptilians to shut down the human body, if they were not careful, they could pull too much of the human light out of their body, which would shut it down completely.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. If you don't tell me that don't sound too familiar to you, do you know somebody like that? Do you know somebody who's been through that? Have you been through that? Would you even recognize the symptoms if you have? Maybe now by hearing it, but man, that's deep. I ain't gonna lie, that's real deep. Let me know what you think about that though.
An Instagram account captured what appears to be Till Lindemann from Ramstein shapeshifting his eyes into a reptilian form. I first saw this in Contactor RV1. This is the video. So in this video, you can actually see him, you can see normal eyes, and then here you go, right? So I thought that this could be fake, I mean like not from the original video. So I went over to the original video in the concert in Paris 2017. Indeed, you can find this in 30 minutes and 22 seconds. Well, I'm gonna play the original video and you guys tell me what you think. Let's take a look at the original video. Right now. So pay attention, you got his eyes pretty normal, right? And then, boom, what the heck? I'm gonna zoom in and replay the video. Pay very close attention. What is going on here, guys? Look at that. Oh my gosh. I wanna know your thoughts. Is this the real deal or is it maybe fake, CGI? You tell me.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna bend it to the end and say, man, that's the real deal. I'm just gonna say that, man, cause they don't look like nothing fake, man. They look like the real deal Holyfield. Let me know, you think those really think it's CGI, AI?
Are we living amongst alien reptiles?
We are making this dream reality.
Many of your medicines, we know from the COVID vaccine, very effective, very welcome. The logistics around that vaccine were not straightforward because of the new technology. Many of your medicines,
Ribbit.
from the COVID vaccine, very effective. No, from the COVID vaccine, very effective.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, God. Tree frog.
Touch it, here, touch it.
Oh, this is bad.
Folks, these are real life reptilians.
You gonna learn a few lessons from us. And I'm gonna be the first.
What is that? What was that? What is that? What the hell is that? You think that was CGI? Glasses, a glare from the light off somebody's glasses? What was it? Was this a real life demon, a real life reptilian in the form of a human in public just like that? Like, come on, man. What would you did in that situation if you seen something like that? Me personally, I'm getting out of there. Monster or something. We're gonna have to call somebody. They gotta come arrest this thing or something. I mean, what? That's all you could do. Call somebody to come arrest them and cause a scene. Mess around, really start a massacre. Because if that thing go off and get to going crazy and unaliving people, man, yeah, you really won't be able to sleep. And it's gonna come for you too to finish the job. Yeah, I don't know. I probably just, man, I don't know what I would do. Let me know what you would do though.
Sacrifice could have been thought of
president of Mexico is referencing the reptilian hybrid bloodlines that control the world on behalf of their reptilian masters. The biblical Nephilim, the sons of the gods who interbred with the daughters of men, are part of this same bloodline. Folks, the oldest focus of religious worship is the serpent, dating back an estimated 70,000 years to the Sand people in Botswana, Africa. Every culture throughout the world has had some form of serpent worship. For more information, see my other videos. So until next time, keep your mind open to all possibilities and don't mistake what you believe is possible for what is actually possible. Wisdom is in knowing how little we know. There is always more to know.
Big facts, man. Let me know what you think about that information, man. I also have a video about Quetzalcoatl, or was it Quetzalcoatl or Kukulkan? It's probably a little bit mix of both, really. But in my inventory, in my catalog, I could post it at the end of the video, or I could post it in the comment section if y'all are interested. Just let me know in the comments.
Bill, let's switch gears here, but we're still on the same topic of naval programs. What was the primary mission of the 1946 naval program known as Operation Highjump, and what really happened?
Very interesting. Essentially, the war World War II had ended. We didn't win. It's just sort of ended. And the Navy had been involved with the German facilities in Antarctica and the Draco reptilian facilities in caverns in the Antarctica. And this program was well accepted. And then when Paperclip took place, this is where many of the German elite technical people left Germany and went to their facilities in Antarctica. Some of them went to Russia, some went to England, and a large number of them, Von Braun and Dr. Debus and their people, came to the United States. So there's an admiral called Admiral Nimitz, and he got with another Navy admiral, and they formed the largest U.S. Navy battle group that we had ever had, with the number of ships and the number of facilities, personnel. There was over 400 airplanes involved. Many of them were enormous flying boats, PB-3s, TBFs, which were all in this battle group that went to our South Pole to clean up the mess down there, okay? There are large tunnels underneath the water all around Antarctica where the Germans, with very, very large truck submarines, had been taking facilities from Germany to Antarctica, the facilities had in Antarctica. So everybody said, we got Paperclip here in the United States, but you don't realize that 60, 70%, even slave labor personnel, were put in these submarines and taken back to Antarctica through these big tunnels to very large facilities. So yes, there were extraterrestrial UFOs there too, and there were some production German UFOs also. So when we got within what you would call battle range of Antarctica, we had already flown half of our aircraft to the other side of Antarctica with the facilities to enter the mainland from the other side. We were going to come in from essentially the Pacific side. So UFOs came up out of the ocean at both sides. They eliminated every aircraft, including all of the helicopters, flying boats. Every aircraft we had were eliminated in about 20 minutes. We had already started operations, landing type operations, and those ships and all those personnel were sunk. They ended up going to the bottom of the ocean off of the coast. So Admiral Byrd and Admiral Nimitz, with the tail between their legs, took off back to the United States as fast as they could go, okay? And never went back. A little bit like going to the moon and never coming back, okay? So that mission obviously failed to do any damage because they were supposed to go out there, pick up a bunch of prisoners, bring them back, and then blow up all of the facilities with this massive U.S. Navy battle group. And we didn't do that. We came back and we're not going to do that again. I think that basically says what the mission was and what happened, okay? And essentially, you haven't gone back again since, and you probably never will. So you don't have the capability to fight the Draco Reptilian technical capabilities.
Huh? What did he say? To fight the what type of what? The what? Draco what? Reptilians what? Yeah, that's what he said. Look like a mask to you? I seen the slit.
Democracies fight peacetime, but whilst at war, we need a single commander whose war power is total and unchecked. God, therefore I nominate Rath to the post of Skrull General. Traitor.
Just a little something to make your mind wonder, make you think a little bit. That's about it. And that movie's called Invasion, if you're curious.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks? This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
Operation Mockingbird, the top-secret CIA program that ran from the 1950s to the 1970s. The goal of the program was to infiltrate and influence media outlets in order to shape public opinion and spread propaganda. The CIA used a variety of tactics to achieve this goal, including bribing journalists and editors, creating fake news stories, and even establishing entire media organizations as fronts for the agency.
Y'all, this is all alleged. I must say that so the info could be, spread and so the videos don't get taken down. Yes, this is all alleged. They mean allegedly.
One of the most well-known examples of Operation Mockingbird was the CIA's involvement in the creation of the New York Times Foreign News Service. In the 1950s, the CIA recruited foreign journalists and used them to spread propaganda and disseminate information that was favorable to the agency. The New York Times Foreign News Service was funded by the CIA and was used as a platform for the agency to shape global public opinion. Operation Mockingbird was not limited to the New York Times, however. The CIA also had ties to various other media outlets, including CBS, NBC, and Time magazine. These media organizations were used as a platform for the CIA to spread propaganda and manipulate public opinion. In many cases, the CIA even had direct control over the content that was published in these outlets.
Another thing is to disseminate propaganda to influence people's minds, and this is a major function of the CIA. 400 journalists cooperating with the CIA, including some of the biggest names in the business, to consciously introduce the stories into the press.
That's a lot of journalists. Man, with that many journalists, man, you could do some big things and some bad things too to a lot of good people. When I watch this and listen to this,
for example, in my war, the Angola war that I helped manage, 1/3 of my staff was propaganda. Ironically, it's called covert action inside the CIA. Outside, that means the violent part. I had propagandists all over the world, principally in London, Kinshasa, and Zambia. We would take stories which we would write and put them in the Zambia Times, and then pull them out and send them to a journalist on our payroll in Europe. But his cover story, you see, would be that he had gotten them from his stringer in Lusaka, who had gotten them from the Zambia Times. We had the complicity of the government of Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda, if you will, to put these false stories into his newspapers.
Dang. Once again, I must say that was alleged. Always do your own research and always use your own discernment. Don't believe what everybody tell you out here. Don't believe what everybody show you out here on this internet. Do your own research and use your own discernment. That means use your own brain and come up with your own thoughts. I'm not here to teach you and tell you what to think. I'm here to teach you and try to get you to, learn on how to think, on how to question everything and don't fall for the boo-boo, man. That's it. That's all. And y'all, man, that's crazy. When I'm watching that, all I could think about is They Live. For the ones who may not know what They Live is, go watch the movie. It's called They Live with Roddy Piper. Go check it out right now. I'm telling you, They Live, how they infiltrated everything, especially the news, the media. Let's just say that, the media. And you see what they done.
His time at the Monroe Institute, an organization dedicated to exploring consciousness and psychic phenomena, was another key chapter in his life. At the Institute, Owens underwent rigorous training in meditation and altered states of consciousness, refining his psychokinetic abilities. He claimed the Monroe techniques helped him deepen his connection to the space intelligences and amplify his control over physical events. While some participants were skeptical of his claims, others observed inexplicable phenomena during his sessions, further fueling debate about his true capabilities. Owens viewed his training as a pivotal step in mastering his powers and understanding the broader nature of reality.
They was just, all they gotta do is come in down here and hijack the database system and find the perfect blood type, because the meat is blood, literally. Every meat is blood. So they will take the blood type they want. They're going to produce the best meat that they will think is the tastiest out of all of them. And they keep cloning that motherfucker over and over. Guess what? Because they have what? 3D print technology. What is 3D print? They literally can print someone. That's how they created us. The first version of us was print in this dimension. Okay? So remember, they literally can 3D print what they want, and they will have the best meat to eat over and over and over. They can have a millennia of eating the best and the finest meat in the goddamn world because they have the technology to do it. So now, I want somebody here to explain to me how the hell Reptilian is coming here and taking people, and they're supposed to be advanced. Make this shit make sense to me. I would like somebody to make this shit make sense to me. I don't get that. Because none of it add up. You cannot be an advanced species to do shit like this. Don't associate the word advanced as literally hunter-gatherers. This is an act of cannibalism in hunter-gatherers. You cannot be an advanced species flying around with crap that they don't understand, crap they don't even have the way to explain it, and better yet, you coming out here to hunt humans? Come on, man. Come on. This is how much they have to lie. It's all fabrication. It's all a lie because they understand they have to keep a boogeyman, and they're going to use the so-called reptilians as a cover-up so you don't know they are the ones doing all this crazy shit. Okay? So, enough of the talk, the nonsense. The problem we have on this planet, we are doing this. Human is responsible for this shit. Okay? And when I mean human, I'm talking about all of us from all walks of life. Black, white, Asian, Indian. We are the freaking problem of this goddamn planet.
And to say that, man, is to say a lot. He said a mouthful. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. That clip and the whole video, what you think about that? Was it a good video? That clip, man, just says it all. Do you think it's some real stuff, or do you think it's some boo-boo, man? You ain't trying to fall for the boo-boo, man? Let me know down below in the comment section. Say, man, that was some boo-boo, man. I don't believe none of that. That was hogwash. Or you believe that was some real stuff? Let me know. With that said, catch me in the next video. It's your boy Coozie. I'm out. Holla.